Hello everybody, it's Crystal. So today I'll be showing you how to do a type of cable stitch. Don't go, okay? It's not, I know you think, I always say things are not hard. But they're not. They're not. A lot of people just, they think that it looks hard, so they won't even try. This is a type of climbing vine cable. And then I added some smaller cross cables on the ends for some added decoration. Now, this particular design does not even have any back post stitches in it. A lot of cable designs do. This one does not. So if you know how to do front post stitches and, you know, single crochet, that's about all it is. I think there's like one row of double crochet to start out, but other than that, that's it. There's no back post or anything like that. It's not hard. And I promise, it might, you know, you might have to, you know, it might take you a few tries, but it takes everybody a few tries. There was a time I couldn't do this either. Always remember that. People always think they can't do things because it looks hard. Looks can be deceiving. Trust me. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing about it, and you're probably going to be like, oh, I'm out of here. No, don't go. It does have a 16-row repeat, but I'm going to put the timestamps on the screen of the video for the 16-row repeat. You make this as long as you want, all right? Climb that vine all the way for miles if you want to. It doesn't matter. But after that 16-row repeat, you know, you keep repeating it. It does have an ending row repeat, or an ending row section, which is another 15 rows. Don't worry, I'm going to timestamp those too. And you'll see after a few rows that it's the same. They're made the same, you know. The leaves are all made the same. The stems, they're all the same. The cables on the sides, they're all the same. They're just made the same. And every time you flip your work, it's just a row of single crochet, because you're only working on the front. When you flip it to the back, it's just single crochet. So I'm just trying to convince you to at least try a few times, because you never know what you can do until you try. And if you give it your best, that's all I ask. All right, at least try a few times. I mean, even if you've never done cables, as long as you can post stitch and double crochet, you got this. I promise. All right. Now this can be used for anything that you want. As it stands, this is one multiple set. This is the perfect nice size width for a scarf. So you can make this like soup, you know, as long as you wanted for a beautiful, beautiful scarf, climbing vine scarf. Yeah. So that's how wide it is. It's about 8 inches or so. Perfect for a scarf. I do give you the multiple, so you can add this again and again and make a climbing vine blanket. How pretty would that be? Super pretty. You could use it for a bag. You know, I would probably do another set of climbing vines, and you can make it as tall as you want, and then do 2 sets of it, you know, sew it together. Pillow cover. The sky's the limit, because I give you the multiple. It doesn't just have to be just one set of vines. You can do the multiple again, and then you have another set of climbing vines. Climb them up as long as you want. You got these beautiful cables in between the vines. It's easy. You got this, okay? I promise. I'm going to show you what yarn and hook that I used, okay? All right. For that particular piece that you see right there, I use Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted. So it's a 4-weight, 100% acrylic anti-pilling yarn. There are 180 yards or 165 meters per ball. And the color I have here is called Glass. Now you can use any yarn and any weight, depending on whatever project you're doing. But if you want to use a 4-weight yarn and you want to make a scarf, using this multiple here that I did in the video, using a 4-weight, I would say you're probably going to, for about a 6 to 7 foot scarf, you're probably going to need about 12 to 1300 yards of a 4-weight to make a scarf 6 to 7 foot at about 8 inches wide like this. Okay. Now, as far as blankets and stuff go, I'm not sure because I didn't make one. But remember, you can use any weight of yarn that you want. And in the tutorial, I did use a H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. Now, if you're going to be making a scarf out of it, I would recommend going up one hook size. Not that one. That's not going up a hook size. I would recommend going up to 5.5. It will make your scarf a little bit more, you know, not so tight. It's not tight really now, but it'll loosen up a bit if you use a bigger hook. You could probably even use a J, and then it wouldn't take quite as much yarn. Still, maybe if you used a J for a scarf, you could get away with like 1,100 yards or so of a 4-weight for a 6-7 foot scarf. Remember, I'm just saying approximately. So, yeah. So, do you guys want to go ahead and get started? You got this. You got this. I promise you got this. All right? I wouldn't tell you that you could do it if I didn't think that you could. All right, let's do it. Okay, this particular cable design has a multiple of a 33 plus 2. So my my chain here is 35 stitches. So I'm going to do the repeat one time, which is 33, and then I added 2 more for my base chain for a total of 35. So I'm starting out with 35. So if you want to make, if you like the way it looks and you want to do, you know, like double section, triple, you know, you just want to make a whole blanket out of this repeat, do it in 33 small chain, 33, 33, 33, 33, and then when you get it the size that you want it to be, you add 2 more to your base chain. But for me, I chain 35. It's a multiple of 33 plus 2. All right, so we're going to start row 1 by doing a double crochet in the 4th chain from our hook. So we don't count the one that's on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 4th chain, we will double crochet, just like that. And now we're going to work across the chain, and we're going to be working 1 double crochet into every stitch for the length of our chain. So row 1 is just a double crochet row, 1 double in every stitch, and I will see you at the end of row 1. All right, when you make it to the end of row 1, you will have a total, if you're following along with me, 33 stitches. All right, and that includes this chain here on the end. We have to count him as a stitch, so 33. And if you made it a different size, you'll have 2 less than what you started with. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now, with this particular design, every even number row is a single crochet row. It's just a straight single crochet row, every even number. So every time you're on the back side of your work, you always just work 1 single crochet in every stitch. So we're on row 2, which is an even number. We're on the back side of our work. So we're going to single crochet into that first stitch, and then we're going to work across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. Just like this. So row 2, 1 single in every stitch, and I'll meet up with you at the end of the row. Alright, so I'm coming to the end of row 2, and don't forget to put the single crochet in the top of this chain here on the end, and you'll have 33 single crochets. Alright, so now we're going to start row 3. Chain 1, does not count as a stitch, and we're going to turn our work. So now we are on the front side of our work. So we're going to start working some front post stitches. Okay, we are going to put a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet into the first one, and then 1 single crochet into the second one. And now we're going to do a front post double crochet 4-cross cable. All right, so it's going to go cross over 4 stitches. It's going to take 4 stitches to work this small cable here on the end, and we're going to be working it in these double crochets down here. So we single crocheted into the first 2, so this double crochet and this double crochet is out of the works. All right, so it's going to be these four double crochets is what we're going to be working in. We're going to skip the first 2, skip, and we're going to do a front post double crochet in the next one and in the next one. So we're going to yarn over. So remember, this double crochet here doesn't count, and this one doesn't count. We're working in these 4, and we're skipping this one, and we're going in around the post of the next one, and we're going to work a front post double crochet like that, and then we're going to work a front post double crochet into the next one like that. And now we're going to back it up to the 2 that we skipped, these 2 right here, and we're going to front post double crochet in those as well, starting with the very first one that we skipped. So remember, these 2 right here, the first 2, they're out of play. All right, so yarn over and go into that first one that we skipped. We go around the post of it, and we're going to do front post double crochet like that. And then the next one that we skipped, sometimes you got to dig around when it comes to cables, and front post double around that one. All right, so that's part of it. And you know, cables are beautiful. I love cables. Love them. They're like number 3 in my top favorite stitches. But sometimes it takes a bit before they start looking normal. So, okay, so now what we're going to do is row 3 now. We did the, we started the 4-cross cable. Now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 11 stitches. But you must remember that we did use 4 stitches here. So you need to flip your work to the back. And we don't want to put a single crochet into 4 of the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to leave those empty because those 4 stitches, or these double crochets up here, took the place of those 4 stitches. Okay, so count them: 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go into those, but go into the next one right here, and we want to do 11 in a row. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. All right. Now we are going to do front post double crochet again. Now the best way to actually get the right spot on this double crochet row down here, after this row, it'll be easier because you'll always be, you know, attaching your front post to the previous front post. It's just this first row of double crochet. There are no posts to see, so no front posts to see. So it's actually, what I like to do is lay it out. We're going to be working a front post, the next front post, and the 19th double crochet over. So you start with your first one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. In that 19th one, hold it there. That's where we're going to front post double crochet around. All right. It's just easier to count it backwards like that on this first row. Okay. So we're going to yarn over and front post double crochet into that 19th double crochet from the beginning. Just like that. And then we are going to single crochet into the top, into the next stitch. So we have to look back and see. So this stitch right here, the next on the back that's empty, this post stitch took that place. Okay, so we don't single crochet in that one, but we're going to single crochet into the next one like that. And then we're going to do a front post double crochet in the same stitch that we just did this one in. So we're going to yarn over and go around the post again, same post, and front post double crochet, just like that. So that takes care of that one. And now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 7, and we just did a front post, so we have to know that there's one on this one here we have to skip, because that front post we just did took the place of that one, so we don't count that one, but we go into the next one, and we need to do 7 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7. All right, should have 6 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do. All right, so now we're going to do here on the end what we did on this end. All right, we're going to do our 4 cross cable. So we need to skip this double crochet and this double crochet, and then the next one we're gonna front post double crochet in it. And then we're going to go to the next double crochet down here and front post double crochet. And then we're going to back it up, and the 2 that we skipped, starting with the first one, front post double crochet into that one, and then the next one that we skipped, he always hides, front post double crochet into that one. All right, and that is part of the 4 cross cable there. And then we will be single crocheting into the last 2 stitches. So remember, you have to flip it, and we just worked 4 post stitches, so we gotta leave 4 empty back here. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, gotta look closely, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 2 that remain. So single crochet in that one. And for this particular stitch, one thing I like to do to keep the edges straight, instead of single crocheting into the last stitch, I like to single crochet into the chain 1 space. It just, you don't have to do that, but it just helps to keep the edge straighter. But do kind of a looser single crochet. There we go. So that is row 3. That's the start of it. Looking funny, ain't it? It won't though. It will be beautiful. We hope. All right, now we're going to start row 4. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And remember that every time we are on an even number row, or you know, the back side of our work, it's always a single crochet row. So we're going to put single crochet into the first stitch, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch. So make sure you're working it into the post stitches up here and not into these empty spaces in the back. Okay, you got to get those post stitches in the mix. So 1, there's 4 there, 2, 3, 4, continue across, putting 1 single crochet into every single stitch until you make it to the end of row 4. All right, I'm coming to the end here of row 4, and again, I like to put my last single crochet into that chain 1. It's kind of tight, but, and again, you don't have to, but it seems to help make the rows a little straighter. Here we go. Now you still should be keeping 33 stitches, all right? Okay, now we're going to start row 5. We're going to chain 1. Doesn't count as a stitch. And turn our work. Now we're going to work some more post stitches. We're going to start off and we're going to put a single crochet into the first 2 stitches. There's 1. And there's 2. Now we're going to work the other half of our 4 post cross stitch here. So we are going to not be crossing our stitches this time. We're gonna find the 4 that we worked. Here's the front 4, and then there's the 2 that's kind of set in the back. When you deal with cross cables, you got to kind of move them around. But we want to do a front post double around the first one here, the second one there, the ones that are set in the back, and then the 2 in the front. Okay, so find those that are in the back, yarn over, and we front post double. Make sure you're going around the double crochet and not the single crochet. So front post double around that first one, and then the second one. It's always hiding. He's hard to find. There he is. So we're just doing 4 front post doubles in a row, and here's the 2 that were crossed over. Go around the next one here, and then the next one. Alrighty. All right, now we're going to single crochet into the next 10, and remember we have to skip 4 in the back because we did those 4 posts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one after that counts as number 1 of 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9, and there's 10. All right, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet into the next front post double crochet. So right here, I know it seems like it's a long ways away, but we have to yarn over, and we do a front post double around this front post double like that, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 in the next 2 stitches. So we have to flip our work because we did a post right? So that means we don't put a single crochet in that one right there, but the next one we do. And then the next one after that, we also put another one. So that's 2 single crochets. And then we're going to do front post double, 2 of them around the next front post double. So yarn over. So this one right here, we're going to put 2 front post double crochets around that one. So there's 1, and then again, and that is 2, like that. And then we're going to put a single crochet into the next 6. And again, we have to remember we just did 2 post stitches, so that's going to take the place of 2 stitches back here. So skip 2, 1, 2, and then the next one will be single crochet in that one, and that'll be number 1 of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now we have 6 stitches that remain, which is what we should. So we got to make this side look like the beginning. So we're going to front post double crochet in these post stitches down here, but we start with the first 2 that are behind, the hard ones. So this one and then this one, they always are hidden. Don't be afraid to dig in and move your post around to find what you need to find, okay? So yarn over and front post double crochet around that first double crochet from the previous row. Make sure you're not going around the single, but you are going around the post stitch. And then the next one, I don't know why he likes to play hide and seek. I'm always gonna find you. I don't know why you're even hiding. There he is. There's 2. And then we do these 2 here that we can visibly see up front, starting with this first one right here. Front post around that one. And the last one. That. And then we will end with 2 single crochets. Remember, you got to flip your work and skip 4 because we just did 4 post stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got 2 stitches left. Single crochet once. And twice. And that will end row 5. All right, row 6, chain 1 and turn. Chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. All right, from here for the whole pattern, it does not count as a stitch. All right, it's just a turn chain. All right, back side of our work, row 6, even number row. It's 1 single crochet in every stitch until we get to the end. Remember, do not work in these stitches back here that we skipped. Always go into the post stitches and put a single crochet into those. All right. All right, I'll see you at the end of row 6. All right, made it to the end of row 6, 33 stitches total. Remember, you need to always keep that number. We're going to start row 7, so we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. All right, we're going to start row 7 with our crossover again. So we're going to do a single crochet into the first 2. We always do that. 1 and 2. And now we're going to do our 4 cross the same way we did it down here. So we're going to skip the first 2 posts, and in the next 2 we're going to do front post doubles around those. So skip skip the next one, front post double, and then the last one here, front post double, and we're going to back it up and we're going to front post double in the two that we skipped, starting with the one that is furthest away, the first one that we skipped, front post double, and the guy that likes to hide, there he is, found you, front post double. All right, and that is our cross. All right, our 4 cross. Okay, and now we are going to single crochet into the next 10. Remember, flip it to the back. We just did 4 posts, so we got to skip 4. Make sure you look good too, because that one likes to hide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting this one, and that will be number 1 of 10 that we have to do. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, like that. And we're going to put a front post double crochet around the next post. So, right here. Okay. And then we're going to put a single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So flip it back. Since we just did a post, we have to skip 1 back here. So in the next one, we will put 1 single crochet, and then the one after, we will put 1 single crochet, like that. Okay, and we have 2 post stitches here, as you can see from the prior post stitch row. The first one, we are going to work 2 front post double crochets into that one, the first one. So go around the post of it and work 2 posts. There's 2 front post doubles, and that is 2. Now the next one here, you can see it right here, we are going to put a front post double crochet around it, and then we're going to put a front post triple crochet around that same one. So we're going to yarn over twice. Now there aren't too many triples in this pattern, but there are a few, and go around it. So we did a front post double and a front post triple in this last post stitch here, like that. All right, so in total, there we go, that was 4 posts that we did. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we got to skip 4 excuse me, on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here we are at our last 6 stitches, which we have to make the same as we did up here. So we got to do our 4 crossover again. So we're going to skip these 2 posts, and we're going to do a front post double into this one and to this one. Oops, not triple, I'm sorry, double. So skip this one, and go around this one, and a front post double once, and then around the next one we front post double once, and then we're going to back it up to the 2 that we skipped, starting with the one furthest away, front post double, And then the one who likes to hide, front post double around him. There we go. So cross over. All right, you should have 2 stitches left. Remember to flip it over and skip your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got 2 left. Single crochet into those last 2. There's 1. I didn't get that chain 1, did I? And that is 2. All right, and that ends row 7. That's what it's starting to look like. All right, let's do row 8. Now, row 8 is going to start the repeat rows 8 through 23. All right, it is the 16 row repeat. All right, so we are going to chain 1, turn our work, 1 single crochet in every stitch. So remember, row A is where we start the repeating. And remember to never go into these stitches in the back. Always go into the post stitches. Sorry about that. All right, 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I'll see you at the end of row 8. All right, so I come to the end of row 9. I'm sorry, row 8. We're getting ready to start row 9. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And as always, we were going to start off with a single crochet into the first 2 stitches. 1, 2, and now we're at our 4 cross cable. So we crossed last time, so this time we don't cross, we just do 4 front post doubles, and they always hide. We got to do the first 2, this one and this one. Now remember, they hide really good on these cross cables. So yarn over and go around that first one and a front post double, and the next one you can but you can't hide. There he is. Front post double, there we go. All right, and then the other 2 you can visibly see them across, so go around that next one, front post double, and the next one, front post double. There we go. Starting to look a little like a cable. All right, now we are going to do a single crochet into the next 9. Don't forget to skip your 4 in the back because we did our 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the next one we will start our 9 single crochets. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there is 9. All right, now we are going to do a front post double crochet into the next post stitch. So right here. I know it's way over, but yeah. Front post double around the post there. Like that. And we are going to put a single crochet into the next 3 stitches, but we must remember we did just do a post, so we got to flip our work, and we see that guy right there, we got to skip him because he counts for that post. So the one right after him, we single crochet, and we want to do, what did I say, 3? Yeah, 3 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and there's 3, like that. And then we're going to put 2 front post double crochets into the next. So if you look here, we got 4 post stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the first one we're going to put, remember, don't be scared to pull them apart to find what you're looking for. 2 front post double crochets into the first one here. 1, 2, and then we're going to put 1 front post double crochet in each of the next 2. So 1 front post in this one and 1 front post in this one. I like to kind of cover the post that I'm not working. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it always helps me to kind of visual, keep those out of the way, so I know not to accidentally go around them. So 1 in that one, and then 1 in the next one. That. And then in the last post stitch here, we're going to work a front post double around it. And a front post triple. So we're going to yarn over twice. Go around the same one and do the triple. There we go. All right, so take a look here, and we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 post stitches there. All right, so that means that we have 6 stitches in the back that we cannot work in. So we will put a single crochet into the next 2. Skip these 6. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this one right here would be 1, and then the next one would be 2, and that should leave us with 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to do our 4 cross cable the same way we did it over here. All right, let's do it then. So we got to find the 2 that are underneath and front post around those. So this one and this one, front post double around this first one. And then the next one there. Okay, and then these 2 in front here. You can visibly see those, so front post double around the next one. And then the last post stitch here, front post double, and then you'll need to single crochet into the last 2. Remember, there'll be 4 empties in the back, and then your last 2, so single crochet, and then the last one, and that will end row 9, correct? Yeah, I'm sorry, when it comes to cables, I have to write. I have to chicken scratch some stuff down, right? Or I lose my count. All right, so row 10, we're going to chain 1 and turn, even number row, back side of our work. It's just a single crochet row. 1 single crochet into every stitch until we get to the end. Always remember, never work in these empty stitches. Always work in the post stitches that are up in there in front. Okay, I'll see you at the end of row 10. All right, made it to the end of row 10. Excuse me. Gonna chain 1, turn our work, front side. That's what it looks like so far. Let's go ahead and start row 11. Single crochet into the first 2. There's 1. There's 2. Now we got to do our cross cable here. So we're going to skip these first 2 posts and front post double into the next 2. So skip, skip into this one, front post double, and into the next one, front post double, back it up, and front post double into the 2 that we skipped, starting with the first one that's furthest away. Front post double, and the next one, front post double. All right. Okay, now we're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. Remember to skip your 4 on the back. Let's see what we got here. I always have trouble with that first one. Okay, it's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is my first one, and I need to do 7 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. Now we're going to do a front post, excuse me, double crochet into this next one. I know it's far away, but that's what we do. Front post double. And then we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So remember, we just did that post stitch, so we have to skip this one, and the single crochet goes into the next one, like that, and then we're going to put a front post, a double crochet into the same stitch that we just did, so around the same one again. Like that. So that was a post stitch, a single crochet, and a post stitch, and now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 4. Remember, we did that post stitch after that single crochet, so we have to skip 1, that one, and in the next one we got to do 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we're going to be doing a front post double crochet 2 together. All right, so when we look here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts. All right, on these first 2 we're going to front post a double crochet them together. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go around that first post, and we are going to draw up a loop. We're going to yarn over and just go through 2 loops that are on our hook, and then we're going to go into the next one. We're going to yarn over and go around the post of the next one, draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through 2 loops, the first 2 loops on our hook, and that will leave us with 3 loops. Yarn over and go through all 3, just like that. So that took those 2 post stitches and turned them into 1. And now we're going to put a front post double crochet into the next 2. So these 2 right here, we're going to front post double crochet that one and that one, and we're going to put front post double crochet these last 2 together, just like we did these first 2. So we're going to yarn over and go into the next one, and go around and drop a loop and yarn over and go through the first 2. Then we're going to yarn over and go through that, go around that last post and drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2 loops and the remaining 3, and that took 2 post stitches and turned them into 1. Now we are going to a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. All right, to look back here and count, we crocheted 2 together twice, so that turned those into 1. So that's like 1 stitch that we have to skip instead of 2. So 1, and then these are singles, so 2, 3, and this took 2 and made it into 1. So that's where we actually have to skip, leave 4 blank back there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, what I say, into the next 3, skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 1, 2, and that is 3, and we should have 6 stitches left to do our 4 double post and our last 2 singles, which we do. All right, so did we cross over last time? Yeah. All right, so we're going to skip these first 2, and we're going to front post double over the next. We're doing our 4 crossover cable here. 1, 2. Now we're going to back it up and go around the 2 that we skipped, starting with that first one. Front post double, and then the next one, there it is, front post double. I try to untangle them. I know they get all tangled. And single crochet into your last 2. And that will end row 11. There we go. Okay, that's what it's starting to look like. Kind of. Looking like something, maybe. Row 12, chain 1 and turn. Even number, back side of our work. You know what we got to do. It's a single crochet row. 1 single crochet into every stitch. Until we get to the end of the row. I'll see you at the end of row 12. Remember, keeping 33 stitches. Always keeping 33. Alright, I made it to the end of row 12. Go ahead and start row 13. Chain 1 and turn our work. That's what it looks like so far. Let's do our beginning stitches here. Single crochet into the first 2. And now we have to do our 4 crossover. So we don't cross over this time. So we gotta find our first 2 post stitches underneath these 2. And we want to front post double crochet in each of those. So that one right there. And that guy right there. And then the next two right here that you can visibly see, front post double crochet in each of those. All right. Okay, now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 6 stitches. So we got to skip our 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one counts as number 1 of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like that. All right, so now we're going to put front post double crochet. So here, this one was weird. Remember, we did a front post double, and then we did a single, and then we did another front post double on it. So this first one right here, we're going to put 2 front post double crochets around that post. Like I said, I know it's pretty far away, but so there's 1, and we got to put another one around it. And that is 2 post stitches that we just did. Now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 2, so we got to flip it over here, and we just did 2 posts, so we got to make sure we leave 2 empty, this one and this one. So we single crochet into this one. There we go, that evened it out a bit, didn't it? And then the next one, so that's 2 single crochets. And we're going to put 1 front post double crochet into the next, which is this one right here. Go around it and front post double crochet. So all of our post stitches are, they're just in using it, they're all intertwined together. So we did 1 there. Okay. And now we're going to put a single crochet into the next 4. We got to skip 1 to account for that post stitch that we just did. So skipping that one, and we got to do 4 singles. There's 1 and 2. That is 3, and that is 4. And we're going to do a front post 2 together 2 times. So as you can see, what do we have here? Part of this leaf, we have a 2 together from the previous row, a regular post stitch, a regular post stitch, and 2 together. So we got 4 stitches here. So these first stitches here, the 2 together, that counts as 1, and the next one, we're going to front post those ones together. So we're going to yarn over and go around this first one here. It's a little bit thick, but yeah, go around that one, go to the very top of it, and yarn over and go through the first 2 loops. And now we're going to go in around the next single one here, post stitch, go around the post of that one, draw up a loop, go yarn over and go through the first 2. That'll leave you 3 loops. Yarn over and go through all 3. All right, so that took 2, turn them into 1. Now we're going to do it again. So we're going to start with this single post stitch, go around that one, draw up a loop, and yarn over and go through 2. And this post 2 together from the previous row right here, we got to go around that one as well. So we're going to yarn over, that's the thicker one, go around it like that, go up way to the top, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. That'll leave 3 that remain, and yarn over and go through the remaining 3. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's starting to look like a leaf. How beautiful is that? All right, now we're going to single crochet into the next 4. So we got to skip 2 stitches back here. 1, 2, because we only have 2 stitches. 1, 2. So we go into the next one, which is 1 over 4, 2, 3, and 4, which should leave us with 6 stitches. Yes, it does. Now we can do our end here, which is always the same as our beginning. So let's see. All right, we got to do our front post double crochet into these first 2. There's 1, and then the next one is 2. Okay, and then the 2 here that you can visibly see go into the next one, front post double, and then the last one here, front post double, and single crochet into the last 2 stitches. And that will end row 13. It is. I think we're doing something right. That's cool. Chain 1, turn our work, row 14, even number, backside. You know what we gotta do. It's a single crochet row. 1 single in every stitch, row 14. I'll see you at the end. Make sure you got 33 stitches when you get there, all right? All right, see you in a second. All right, I've made it to the end of row 14, 33 stitches. Let's go ahead and start row 15. Chain 1, turn our work. All right, we got to do our beginning here. Single crochet in the first 2. There's 1, 2, and we got to do our 4 cross. So looks like we I'm sitting there looking at it like, what's going on? Okay, we got to cross this time, so we're going to skip those 2 and front post into those 2. There's 1, 2. Now we're going to back it up and front post in the 2 we skipped, just like before. One and there's 2. All right, now we're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So we got to skip up 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start in this one and do 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now you can see we're coming up on the post stitches, and we have 1, 2, 3. So this first one right here, I know we're far away from it, but that's okay. We're going to work into the first one a front post triple crochet into the first, so it's a triple. That's one. And we're also going to work a front post double in that same one. So go around it again and work a front post double like that. Now in the one right next to it, right here, we're going to work 2 front post doubles around this one. So we're right around it, and we're working 2 front post doubles. There's 1, and then around it again, and that is 2, like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches that we have done. So we're going to skip 4, the 4 in the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to put a single crochet into the next 2. So that one, and then that one, and then in the next post stitch here, we're going to put 1 front post double crochet around that post stitch, just like that. And we're going to now single crochet into the next 5. Remember to leave the one behind that post stitch empty. So go into the next one, and we're going to do 5 singles. 1, oops, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to do a front post double crochet 2 together over this previous 2 together and this previous 2 together. So let's go ahead and yarn over, and we're going to go around this, which was a 2 together from the previous row. Pull it up tight and draw up a loop and yarn over and go through the first 2. Leave those 2 on your hook, and we're going to yarn over and go into the next one here. It's kind of thick because it was a 2 together. Pull it up tight, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. You have 3 loops that remain. Yarn over and go through the remaining 3. Look, we finished the leaf and we're starting another. That's so pretty. This is such a pretty cable. I've always liked this cable. All right, now we're going to do a single crochet into the next 4. So we made 1 stitch there, so we just got to leave one blank back there. So into the next one we go. Single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we have our 6 stitches to do what we have to do here at the end. The same thing we did at the front, at the beginning. All right, so we got to cross over this time, so we're going to skip these 2 here, front post double into the next one, and then a front post double into the next one, and then we're going to back it up and front post double into the 2 that we skipped, just like before. Like that. 2 stitches left, single crochet into those last 2 like that, and that ends row 15. Chain 1 and turn, even row, back side, all single crochets. All right, row 16, single crochet in every stitch. I'll see you at the end, and we will start row 17. Make sure you got your 33 stitches. All right, I made it to the end of row 16. I chained 1 and turned, so we're getting ready to start row 17 now. So we're going to start the beginning like we always do. Single crochet in the first 2. There's 1. There's 2. Now we got to do our cross cable. So we crossed last time. So this time we got to do front post doubles into these first front post doubles from the previous row. There's 1. And 2. And here's the other 2 that are very visible. Go around those. 1. And 2. So that's our cross cable. All right. Now we are going to do 2 single crochets. Remember to skip your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the next one, we single crochet. And then in the next one, we single crochet. Like that. And now we're going to be working over here. So if you look here now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 posts in this section here. So in the first one, we're going to do a front post triple and a front post double. So we're going to yarn over twice and do the front post triple first around that first post. And then in the same one, front post double. Like that. And then we're going to go into the next stitch. There, okay. This stitch and this stitch, the next 2. We're just going to put a front post double in each, just 1 in each of them. So we're making another leaf, and it's made really the same way as the other one, but so just 1 front post double in that one, and then 1 in the next one. Oops, sorry about that. Lost that one. It slipped. That. Okay. And then in this last one here, we're going to put 2 front post doubles into the same one. So 2 of them in here. 2 doubles. There's 1. And another. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches that we have to leave blank back here. So did I work in that one? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next one gets a single crochet. We want to do 3 single crochets in a row. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then in the next post stitch, which is right here, we're going to put a front post double. Just 1. That. And now we're going to do a single crochet into the next 9. Remember to leave 1 behind this post stitch blank and start in the next one. And we're going to do 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we should have 6 left to do what we do at the end. So we're going to do the 2 front post doubles into the first 2 front post doubles from the previous row. There's 1. And there is 2. And the other 2, they're always very visible right there in front. Post double around those. That. And then 2 stitches left. Single crochet into those last 2. And that will end around 17. Nice, nice, looking good. I think. All right, let's go ahead and start row 18. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and single crochet all the way across. All right, I'll see you at the end of row 18. All right, made it to the end of row 18. 33 stitches still. I'm going to start row 19 now. Chain 1 and turn. And we're going to start off like we always do. Single crochet into the first 2. There's 1 and 2. And we got to do crossover here. So we're going to skip the first 2 and front post into the next 2. So this one right here, front post double. And in the next one. Oops. And then we're going to back it up and front post double in the 2 that we skipped. Like always, starting with the first one. Alrighty. Okay, now we're gonna do single crochet, 3 single crochets. Skip the 4 back here though. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be, I need to do 3 now. So that would be a 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to be working on this cable here. So if you look here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts. All right. So in the first, over the first 2, we're going to front post double crochet them together. So we're going to take the 2 and make them into 1, like we did on the sleeve. Okay. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go around the first post, draw up a loop, and yarn over and go to the first 2. And we're going to yarn over and go around the next post, draw up a loop, yarn over and go around the first 2. 3 loops remain, yarn over and go through all 3. That took 2 and made it into 1. Now what we're going to do is these 2 right here, 1, 2, we're going to put a front post double crochet 1 in each of them. So there's 1, and then the next one gets 1, and then the last 2 we are going to front post double crochet those 2 together. So we're going to yarn over and go around the first one, draw up a loop and yarn over and go through the first two, and we're going to yarn over and go around the last one, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through the first two, 3 loops remain, yarn over and go through all 3. That took 2, made it into 1. Now we're going to do a single crochet into the next 4, but we have, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Now we got to skip it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we're going to do a front post double around the next. And then we're going to do 1 single, so we got to skip that one that this post is taken up, so single crochet in the next. And then we're going to do a front post triple around the next, so around the same one. So yarn over twice and go below that double front post double you just did and do a front post triple like that. So we got the triple we just did. So we're going to single crochet into the next 7. So we got 2 there. We got to skip it back. Is that right? No. We did a single crochet, didn't we? Did a single crochet. So we just got to skip 1 in the back right there. And then single crochet into the next 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. I might redo that one, but that triple. But anyways, so now from here on out, we know you know what to do at the ends. You know how you cross over one row and then the other row you don't cross over, and then you end in 2 singles. And we always know how we start at the beginning. It's the same way. All right, 2 singles, and you either cross over 2, and then the next row you don't. So I'm not going to be showing the beginnings and the ends anymore. I'm going to try to cut my tutorial short. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out row 19, and then I'm going to turn my work and do row 20, single crochet all the way across, and then we'll be back around at row 21. I'll have this finished, okay? And then we'll start row 21 where we're gonna do our leaves again, okay? I'll see you in a second. All right, starting on 21 now. I did the finished out row 19, went back and did row 20, my single crochet row. Now I'm on row 21, and I did my cable up here. All right, we're gonna start 21 with the leaf section here, and we're going to do 4 single crochets. We got to skip these 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to we got 1, 2, 3, 4, because these are post togethers and these are post togethers. So we're going to do front post 2 together over these 2, and then also over these 2. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, go around this big post together, pull up the top there, drop a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and then we're going to go around the next post, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, 3 that remains, yarn over and go through the remaining 3. And we're going to do that same thing over these 2 posts here. Yarn over, go around the post, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. Yarn over and go around this next post. It's the 2 together from the previous row. Drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2. 3 remain. Yarn over and go through all 3 like that. Now we're going to single crochet into the next 4. So we only have 2 stitches there. So we just got to skip 2 back here. 1, 2. So that one would be number 1. Maybe, if I can get it. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we are going to do a front post double crochet into the next one, which is over here. See that? Like that. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet. So we got to look back here and skip 1 to take the spot of this one. So in the next one, where my yarn is always hiding it, single crochet in that one, and then a single crochet into the next one. So that's 2 singles. And then we're going to put 2 front post double crochets into the next one. So we're going to go around this post stitch here, and we're going to put 2, if I can get my yarn here, front post doubles. So there's 1, and there is 2 into that one. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets. So we got to skip 2 for these 2 posts that we just did. There's 1, there's 2, and 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here we have 6 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to end the row like we always do. That's what it's starting to look like. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I almost got another leaf finished. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out row 21 here like we always do. Turn my work, single crochet across for row 22. And then we will be on row 23 when we flip back over. I'll have it done to here. And then we will finish out row 23. And that would be the end of the repeat. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So I'm going to finish out 21, flip it, do all my single crochets for 22, flip it, and finish this part for 23, and then I'll meet back up with you right here on row 23. All right, so I'm on row 23 now. All right, and I just did my cross cable here. All right. Now we're going to do 4 single crochets. So we got to skip our 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to do a front post double crochet 2 together. So we got these 2 front post double crochets from the previous row. Double crochet them together. So go around that first one. Yarn over and go through the first 2. And then go around the next one. Draw up, yarn over, go to the first 2 and the remaining 3, and that leaf is finished. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to do, let's see here, single crochet into the next 5. All right, so we only have to skip 1 because we just have 1 there. So into the next one, we do 5 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next. So this one right here, front post double, like that. And we're going to single crochet in the next 2. We got to skip that 1 back there. So this will be 1, and this will be 2, like that. And then we're going to put, in the next stitch here, we got 2 stitches here. We are going to put in the first one 2 front post double crochets. So we're starting another leaf. There's 1. And that is 2, like that. And in this last one here, we're going to do a front post double crochet into it. And we're also going to do a front post triple. So we yarn over twice, go around that same one at the bottom there. And the same one there. Like that. I got 4 posts there. And then we're going to put a single crochet into the next 4. So we're going to skip 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go ahead and we got to finish this out. So crossing over. What am I doing? What am I doing? Skipping 2 and front post double, and then front post double. And the 2 we skipped, doing the same thing that we always do at the end here. That. And another like that. And 2 single crochets into the last, or 1 single crochet into the last 2. And that ends row 23, and that ends the repeat rows. All right, as you can see, we will need to keep, you want to keep repeating to make the vine climbing. So it's rows 8 through 23 are the repeat rows. Now I will have timestamps on the screen that'll take you back to the beginning of row 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 23 again. And you want to continue repeating those rows, you know, until you get it as big as you want it to be. Now, but there is a set of stitches to end on, because if we kept repeating this till the end, you know, you'd have this little cliffhanger. You know, you don't want that. So now once you get it as big as you want it to be, and you want to do those ending rows, you want to you know, you repeated 8 through 23, and it's, you know, you got this beautiful long vine. I mean, I think it would make a gorgeous scarf just continuing this. I mean, super pretty. 8 through 23, 8 through 23, but you want, like I said, you want to have the ending rows so you don't have a little vine hanging off in the abyss with no leaf on it. I mean, you can if you want, but if you don't want that, we're going to do the finishing rows. Now, the finishing row starts at row 11. So you repeated 8 through 23 as many times as you wanted. And then you start at 8 again, and you do 8, 9, 10, and meet back up with me at row 11. Once you get it as big as you want it to be, and we will finish off the last leaf without the stem hanging out there, okay? So, keep going. And remember to look at the timestamps on the screen. I'll have the timestamps for the original 8 through 23, and then I'll have the timestamps for the ending rows that start at row 11, all right? I'll try to write I can't write the pattern out in the description box, but I can, you know, give you pattern notes in the description to follow, telling you, you know, hey, 8 through 23 is the repeat rows, timestamps on the screen, and we start our finishing rows at row 11. So I'm going to continue on, and I will meet back up with you when we're ready to start row 11, and I'll show you how to eliminate the hanger thingamajig, the hanger stem. All right. I'll see you at row 11. All right. So what I have done is I've repeated, I don't know what I repeated. I did the, I showed you the 1 through 23, and then I started again, and I did, repeated, the repeat row of 8 through 23. And now I'm repeating again, but I'm going to show you the finishing row. So I just did row 8, and I'm on row 9. So remember, as once as you get it as big as you want it to be, on row 9, I'll show you how to, it's going to finish this leaf off and this leaf off, but we're not going to veer off into another direction, okay? We're just going to finish all that off. But remember, you make yours as viney and as long as you want. And once you get to that spot, row 8 was that back row of single crochet, and now I'm at row 9, and this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and do it still starts and finishes the same. So let me go ahead and do my 4 cable here, all right? And then I'll turn the camera back on. All right, so this is row 9, and it's finishing row 9, all right? So I'll put all this in the description box and timestamp it all, okay? So it'll be very easy. Okay, so I did what we do here always. And now we are going to, let's see, single crochet into the next 9 stitches. So we got to skip our 4 and back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do 9 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 9. All right, and now let's see, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet here, like that, and then we're going to do single crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. We just got to skip 1 and skip 1 because of that postage. So, see what I'm doing here. Okay, skip that 1 and then do 3 singles. 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, and then we are going to, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 post stitches here for this leaf section on row 9. We're going to put 2 front post double crochets into the first one. Like that. And then we're going to put 1 front post double in each of the next 2. Like that. And then the last one, we are going to put this last post stitch here. We're going to put a front post double crochet and then a front post triple crochet around that last post like that. There we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts there now. So we got to skip 6 stitches and single crochet in 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Single crochet in 2. There's 1 and 2. And now we're at the end of our last 6 stitches where we do the same thing. You know what? Row 9 wasn't even any different. That's okay. Finish out row 9 and then chain 1 and turn and do your row 10 single crochet row. All right. And I believe that one will be different. Sorry about that. But anyways, row 9 was just the same. All right. Finish this out and I'll see you. And then do row 10 on the back and then start row 11. Row 11 will be the different one. I'll finish this on row 11. This will meet back up with you. All right, so sorry about that. I'm on row 11 now. So I finished out row 9, which really, it was the same as the regular row 9. Doesn't matter, you would have to do it anyways, right? And then I did row 10 back here, and now I'm on row 11, and I did my first, my cable there. All right, so we're gonna single crochet in the next 7 stitches. Remember, we do have to skip the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next one. I gotta get that tighter. Sorry. I always miss that first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So remember, this is row 11 and it is the ending row 11, which I will, when I timestamp it, I'll mark it as ending row 11 or something to that effect. All right. Okay, now this is where, this post stitch is where normally we would V off to make another stem. We're not going to do that, all right? So what's going to happen is we're not going to put the V off here. So it will finish out this leaf, and then this will become one more leaf without the V off, and then that will be the ending of it. So we are going to put a front post double into the next stitch. Now normally, if we was to repeat this row, like I said, we would do the double, single crochet, and a triple, which would make the V off. Now we're not going to do that, okay? Okay, so remember we're on round 11, or row 11, which is ending row 11, and I'll have it time-stamped like that, ending row 11 or finishing row 11, something like that, to that effect. Okay, so since we're not going, so normally it would be a single crochet, or it'd be the post stitch that we just did, a single crochet and another post stitch. That other post stitch would be the veer off. We're not going to do that. So since we're not doing that, we have to make single crochets in the place of those. So we are going to do 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches now. All right. So, but we got to skip 1 back here. Let's see here. Yeah, skip 1 and single crochet into the next 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. Okay, and now there we go. So that's cool. All right, now we are going to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 post stitches there. We are going to do a front post double crochet 2 together over the first 2. So we're going to yarn over and go into the first one, drop a loop, yarn over and go to the first 2. Then we're going to yarn over and go into the next one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through the first 2, and then the remaining 3. And then we're going to put 1 front post double crochet in the next 2. So 1 in each of those. And 1, 2. And we have 2 left, and we're going to front post double crochet those together. So we're going to yarn over and go into the first one. Drop a loop, and yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over and go around that last one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through 2, and then the remaining 3. So that took, now we have 4 stitches there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have to skip 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to single crochet into the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and you should have 6 stitches that remain, which we do. So we're going to go ahead and finish this out on row 11 the same way we always do, and then I'm going to turn my work and do row 12 single crochet row, and then turn my work and we'll start row 13. I'm going to finish this up same way we always do, and I'll meet back up with you right here on row 13. Okay, all right, so now we're on finishing row 13. All right, so I did my first cable here. Now we're going to start, and we're going to do 1 single crochet and 6 stitches. So skip our 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next one we're going to do 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and then we're going to put 2 front post double crochets into the next stitch. So this post stitch down here, 2 front post doubles. There's 1, and there's 2. Now the original row 13 would have more because you would have a veer off, but we're not going to do those. All right, now we're going to do a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So sorry about my dog, always a bargain. You want to make sure you want to skip 2 back here for these 2 post stitches. 1, 2, and in the next one we're going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that, and then we have 4 post stitches here that remain. We are going to double crochet these 2 post stitches together, and then we're going to double crochet these 2 post stitches together. So the first ones we're going to double crochet them together. That's 1, and then the other 2 we do the same. All right, so we got 2 stitches there that we have to skip in the back. So 1, 2, and then we want to single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should leave us 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're going to go ahead and finish out our cable on the finishing row 13 here, and then I'm going to turn it over and do my single crochet row 14 and turn it back, and then we'll be on row 15, finishing row 15. I'm gonna do it to here, and I'll meet back up with you. All right, I'll see you right here at row 15. All right, so we're on finishing row 15. I did my post here like always. Okay, so we have to skip 4 and single crochet into the next 4. Skip these 4 back here, remember? Man, I always miss that first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to the next one. And we need to do 4 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. All right, so we're going to be working now into these 2 post stitches, and we're going to be finishing out one last leaf. Well, this one will be finished as well. All right, so we have 2 post stitches here. So we're going to put a front post triple in this first one here. I know it's far away, but that's okay. Front post triple. There's 1. And we're also going to do a front post double into that same one. So go around the post again, same post, and double, front post double, like that. And then into the next post that's right next to it, we're going to put 2 front post double crochets into that one. So 2 in the same, just like that. So, and now we have nothing veered off to work in. So we have 4 post stitches here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to skip 4 stitches on the back. All right, so now we have to single crochet into the next 8, but we got to skip these 1, 2, 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna do 8 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We got 2 post stitches there left. We're going to double crochet them together, and that will complete that leaf. There we go. There we go. That leaf is complete. All right, and then we're going to do 4 stitches. So we got to skip 1 back here for this 1 post that we have. So skip 1, and we want to do 4 in a row. 1, sorry about my dog. 2, 3, 4, and we should have 6 that remain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that was row 15, finishing row 15. So go ahead and complete it like we always do. Turn your work, and row 16, single crochet across. Turn your work, and we will work to here. On finishing row 17, I'll meet back up with you here, and we'll go ahead and get this finished up. All right, so I'm on row 17 of my finishing row, and I just did here my 4 cable. So we're going to go ahead and start off, and we need to do 2 single crochets, but remember we have to skip these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the next 2. There's 1, and there's 2. Now we are going to be working in these 4 post stitches. Now the first one here, we're going to work a front post triple crochet around it. That's front post triple, and we're also going to work a front post double around it. Like that. And then in the next 2, we're going to put 1 front post double into each of the next ones. So just 1 into that one, and then 1 into the next one. That. And then the last one is going to get 2 front post doubles into that one. So just 2 front post double, no triple. Just both doubles like that. All right, and now we got to do, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to single crochet into the next 13 stitches. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 that we have to skip back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the next one we single, and then 13 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And that should leave us 6 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it does. Alright, so that was finishing row 17. So what we're going to do is do what we always do here in these last 6 stitches. Flip our work. Row 18. All single across, flip our work. Row 19, we do the same for the first cable, and I'll meet back up with you here at the finishing row 19. All right, I'll see you there in a second. All right, we're at finishing row 19, and I did my cable here, so let's go ahead and begin. We need to do 3 single crochets. Gotta skip our 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do 3 in a row. 1, 2, 3, like that. And now we're gonna do, let's see what we got here down here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cables. Okay, we're gonna, these 2 right here, we're gonna front post double crochet them together. So these 2, we're going to make them go together, just like we've been doing the front post doubles together before. Just like that. And we have these for the next 2, 1, 2, 1 front post double around each of them. So not together, just they get 1 front post double each. There's 1. And then 1 in the next, and then the last one here, we're gonna, these last two, we're gonna front post double crochet them together. So we're gonna go around and turn them into 1, just like we did all the other times. Just like that. Voila. Now that's leaving us with 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Alright, so we have 4 stitches now that we have to skip, and we need to do 14 single crochets. So let's skip our 4 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the next, and we need to do 14 in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that should leave us 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does. All right, so that was finishing row 19. We're going to finish it off the way we always do with our cable, and then we're going to flip it, and we're going to do single crochet for row 20, and then we're going to flip it, and we'll be on finishing row 21. I'm going to do my first cable, and I will meet back up with you at finishing row 21. All right, I'll see you there in a second. All right, so we're on finishing row 21. You're probably like, when are we going to be done? Soon. Soon. I promise. Soon. All right, so I did my cable here. And now we're going to do a single crochet into the next 4 stitches. But remember, we do have to skip our 4 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that's right. I'm having trouble with this blue yarn here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we go. And there is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we are at our cables here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cables because we put these 2 together, turn them into 1. So we're going to do front post double crochet 2 togethers over these 2 and then over these 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do our 2 togethers over the first 2. Just like our other leaves, you know. And there's 1, and then we're going to go over the next 2. So, and this last one here. There we go. Now we made those 4 into 2. And for row 21, the finishing row 21, we got a single crochet. Let me look here. Wrote it down. And then the next 15 stitches. But remember, we'd have to skip the 2 on the back. So 1, 2. So starting in this one, we need to do 15 in a row. There's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Should leave us 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it does. All right. Go ahead and this is finishing row 21. Finish out your last cable. Turn your work. Row 22, single crochets all the way on the back. Row 23, finishing row 23. I'll work it to here, and I'll meet back up with you on finishing row 23 after you do this cable. All right. I'll see you in a second. All right. So I've made it to finishing row 23 is what we're on. So I just did my cable here. Need to skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need to single crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we are at our last 2 cables there. We're going to double crochet these last 2 cables together. There we go. That leaf is finished. All right, we're going to skip 1 back here, and we're going to single crochet in the remaining stitches, all of them except for the last 6. And when we get to the last 6, we do the final cable there at the end of finishing row 23. Okay. So single crochet. Okay. Single crochet to your last 6. Do your cable. Turn your work. And what we're going to do now is a single row 20. We're just finishing row 24. Single crochet across. All right. And then we're going to flip it over. And I'll meet back up with you after we finish out row 24. All right. So I did finishing row 24 was single crochet in the back. I'm going to do 1 more row. finishing row 25. I'm going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch across the front. All right, no cables, no nothing, just single crochet in every stitch across the front. This is finishing row 25. So, and then that will be it. We will be finished. Now, I don't know what you're going to make out of this. Like I said, beautiful scarf. You could put fringe on it if you wanted, or leave it plain. You could have more rows of single crochet. You can do whatever you want. You could do double crochet with. I don't really care. I mean, whatever you want to do with it. Here at the end. If you're making a blanket, you can put a pretty border on it if you wanted, or leave it. Whatever. It's up to you. You know, the sky is a limit. You can make a bag out of this. Beautiful cable. I might have to do a double. I might have to do it twice. Like, multiply it by 2 and make 2 vines running for a bag. But how pretty would that be? You can make it as tall as you want it. Alright, so once you get to the end, you can tie off, hide any tails, be finished. Well, whatever you're doing, whatever you're going to make with it, you finish it however you want to finish it. But for me, the cable part is done. Boom. Look at that. That is beautiful. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. That's so pretty. I like it. I like it. I do like the climbing vine cable, and I hope that you did too. Sorry it was a long video. Cables take a long time to explain. But yeah, if you make something out of this, come show me on Facebook. I'd love to see what you make. Don't forget to hit that like button, please. Leave a comment below and subscribe. Got tons of videos on there, and we like to talk about yarn. All right, I'll see you on my next one. Take care. Bye, guys.